Hey, hello. I remember the time when I made my first dollar online. It was 2019 and I was a college student then, thinking about various ways of making money online. I had tried working and managing some of the offline events and they were really not my cup of tea. But along with that, I had also heard of freelancing long time ago and considered it one of the options I could try. And after some months of learning and failing, I made my first dollar online, which was around $18 for like 14 days of work, and it was through freelancing, and it was kind of the best feelings I got. It was not really life-changing money and it was barely anything, to be honest, but it proved one thing to me, that online money really does exist and it is not a scam that people share online. And that first $18 opened my horizons of the possibility of earning even more money online, and I started exploring it all. By all, I mean like you name it: freelancing, dropshipping, even crypto, then content creation, SaaS projects, which is kind of one of the toughest ones, is software as a service, and more. I have kind of tried it all, and I have made some money from almost each of them, and also some where I have lost money, crypto, but I kind of learned things from it and some ways which enabled me to earn in six figures and have helped me travel more than 7 countries and work remotely from there. But I see so many people not able to get their first dollar because they make some mistakes which, once improved, could help them get to that first dollar fast and take it up from there. Also, once you earn your first dollar, motivation kind of automatically boosts up, and that creates a compounding effect to earn even more. So let's see the mistakes I see people usually making that prevents them from making their first dollar online. Starting with the first one, which is they don't really research about the way they are trying. Now, I remember the reason like why I succeeded at freelancing was cause when I was upskilling myself in Python, I started freelancing in Python. I was also learning about the freelancing platforms in parallel. I watched YouTube videos on like how to get your first client, how the platform works, then how to fill up your profile, and I started exploring the platform myself. I was kind of really obsessive in understanding the complete process, and it kind of helped me differentiate from other freelancers who are applying for the same job on the platform. This extra research that I did helped me get my first client rather quickly than I have seen others do. And so from this example, I want to say that researching about how the specific money making way works is quite important than just taking action. You may try to learn swimming by directly jumping into the pool your first day, but then your chance of making it is quite small. And if you kind of fail, then you won't probably get the chance to try it out again. It's similar thing here. You may try out something without knowing how it works, but then most probably the chances are that you will fail. It will demotivate you and you could think that the way itself does not work. So before you try out any way of like making money, like for example freelancing, do a proper research before trying that specific way and take actions. But it does not mean that you don't experiment new stuff, which is the second mistake that I see people making, that they don't experiment new stuff. Usually, everything you check online on making money and the process of it, if you try the same stuff, it could happen that it may not work for you. Generally, most advice online is based on what worked for that specific person at that specific time. But the reality is, markets change, platforms change. So sometimes you need to test and adapt things to your own situations. Even if someone shares what worked for them, you still have to test that specific thing and also new things which could work better for you. So in almost all ways of making money online, you should keep doing new monthly experiments to find ways of scaling your growth or even earn your first dollar. Also, the great thing about this is when you come across a new way and you are kind of among the first persons to get that specific way, that combo is kind of very dangerous. Because of the first mover's advantage, if you succeed, it could be road to thousands of dollars in pretty less time. So keep doing new regular experiments in the way you are trying to make money, and don't hesitate to ask or discuss with experts if you get stuck somewhere, which is the next mistake that I see people making. They don't really ask or discuss if they are stuck somewhere. See, when you start on a journey, there are usually people some steps ahead of you. For example, you may have noticed that, and I have personally experienced this a lot, when you are in your job and you ask your senior on how to solve a specific thing and he replies without needing to check anything, he replies the answer, it's usually because he usually have faced the same issue when he was at your stage. So similarly, for any way of making money online, there are high chances that you may get stuck somewhere, and in those cases, you should first try researching online on how you could solve that specific issue and try it out yourself. But even then, if you're stuck, you should not waste too much of your time, and it's usually always better that you ask for help from someone who has done the things that you are looking to do, and you can ask like how to move forward from the place where you are stuck. I remember when I was growing my first SaaS product for around almost 1.5 years, and it kind of hadn't grown big even though I was working on it kind of every day. And after a lot of frustration, like I was thinking on why it isn't growing. I asked this question in one of the very good founders community. Its name is Starter Story, and I actually got amazing insights from them on my question, which helped me move forward. But yeah, you should try finding a community, or even better, a person who has succeeded in it, and ask them your questions. Especially now when like everyone is on Twitter, you could tweet under their tweets and ask the question. I personally have done this multiple times, and I see so many top CEOs and founders doing it as well. So if these people are okay asking questions in public, I think everyone should be okay to do it. If we kind of take the student's mindset and do stuff with that mindset, I think it can help us grow way faster, unless you do the next mistake which I see people making, preventing them from making money online. And that is, they don't put consistent efforts. From all of the ways I have made money online, like for example freelancing, I wish I could say that I made money from freelancing without consistent efforts, or any other way that I have tried without consistently working on it. Each of the different ways I have tried to make money, no matter small or high amount I have made from them, they have been only possible from the consistent efforts I put in trying out that specific way and kind of giving my best in it. I also have noticed that where I didn't put consistent efforts, I generally have made not that much amount of money in those specific ways. And a great way to be more consistent is to make your process more enjoyable. Like for example, you could make it more fun by going to a cafe and working from there, or introducing new challenges in your work. I personally like working from cafes a lot, and I have noticed that it makes me much more productive and consistent. By the way, I could share you one more thing. You could also read the books by Ali Abdal, this one, which is one of my favorite books on how to be more productive and enjoy the process of working. I'll link it down in the description. But yeah, there is a problem with consistency. It's that people don't realize when it's time to move on. And the thing is, being consistent does not mean that you keep going and try the same thing even when things are not working out, which is the next and final mistake that I see people making. They stick to only one way without moving forward in case they fail. Now to explain this, I would like to give you an example. If you want to go to a specific place, let's say possibly a different city or a country, there is usually just not one way of reaching there. You could possibly take a bus or your own car, or a train or a flight, or more ways of transport as well. Similarly, your goal should be to make money online, and then check out all the ways of achieving it and see which way you would like to work on based on your liking. I personally liked freelancing path when I was starting out because I wanted to build real world projects, and I was kind of fed up with rote learning during my college time. So I walked that path and found some success in it. But that's not the only path you can take. You can also change your path and decide that, okay, the path I'm currently walking on is kind of not making me reach my destination of earning money online, or it may possibly take lots of years which I am not yet ready to give. So I could possibly take this another path which may make me reach my destination faster, and possibly choose that one instead. But I understand it's hard to let go of something that we genuinely worked hard on, but it's important I think as well, because our other paths or kind of other experiments may sometimes lead to better results than our current path, and we may miss upon them if we tend to keep ignoring them. And that's it. Those were some of the mistakes I see people usually making, and hopefully it helps you identify yours in case you're getting started, and you can improve upon those and earn your first dollar. Because after your first dollar, you literally realize that online money really exists, and you go on a path to earn even much more. Hope you found this video useful, and if you like this video, I think you will love this video as well, where I covered all the ways of freelancing I tried and shared the ones which actually worked and which did not for me. So thanks. So in case you are interested, you can check this out. Thanks, and see you in the next video.